Hello food lovers, it's your boy Nox and welcome to Nox's Kitchen. So I was thinking about today what to have for dinner because that's what I pretty much do. I just spend the day thinking about what my next meal would be. So I thought I'll go down to my local butcher and grab myself a couple of steaks. So today I will be making for you a steak with oven baked fries and creamy mushroom sauce on the side with some asparagus just to have a bit of green on my plate. To make this delicious meal, you will need the following. Alright, I'll start by prepping my sweet potato fries because these will take the longest time to cook compared to other items. So I'll begin by peeling my sweet potatoes and chop them in half and then cut into thick chunks. You can definitely slice yours thinner if you want to get them even more crispier, but I usually prefer mine in chunks. Place your sliced potatoes in a large bowl. Add your cornstarch and toss till your potatoes are fully coated. Cornstarch helps with creating a crisp coating to your oven baked fries. Use potato starch if you can. Add your vegetable oil and toss as well. Then add your garlic powder and oregano and toss. Following this, place a foil on a large oven tray. Lightly coat the foil with oil and lay your fries evenly on the tray. Once you're done with that, place them in the oven and let cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. Alright, so the next step will be to start prepping the rest of my ingredients. I'll start by gently massaging my steak with some oil on both sides. Coat your steak with some salt and pepper and leave to marinate. I try not to complicate the spices I use for my steak. I find that salt and pepper is just fine for me. The next step will be to thinly chop my mushrooms, followed by my shallots. I will then prepare the garlics for my mushroom sauce, steak and asparagus. Next step will be to chop my parsley and then remove the leaves from the thyme stem to be used for my sauce. So this is what my fries looks like halfway through. So I will then flip it and pop it back in the oven to cook for another 10 to 12 minutes. Now that I have all my ingredients ready to go, I will start by cooking my steaks. Place a pan on high heat. Make sure your pan is hot. Then add your oil and allow it to heat up. Now you'd want to sear each side of the steak for around 30 seconds. Try not to move or touch your steak while it's searing. You'd want to leave your steak to cook. Once you're done with searing your steaks on both sides, then flip to sear on each side of the steak for another 30 seconds. Once you're done with that, now reduce the heat, add your butter, fresh thyme and garlic. Allow to cook for about a minute on each side while pouring the melted butter over the steak with a spoon while it cooks. Then flip on the other side and repeat the same process. Alright, so since I'm trying to cook my steak medium, I flip mine roughly 2 to 3 times on each side to get a medium cooked steak. Once you're done with cooking your steak, place them on a plate and cover with foil and leave to rest. So moving on, I'm going to start making my mushroom sauce while my steak is resting. Start by heating your oil and butter in a pan. Add your shallots and garlic, stir and cook for about 30 seconds or until your shallots become translucent. Then add your mushroom and stir frequently. Allow your mushroom to cook until it has softened and reduced to about half the size. Then add salt and pepper to taste. Stir and let cook for roughly about 30 seconds. Next up will be to add your wine. I'm using Sauvignon Blanc here because that's what I've got in my fridge. You can use any wine of your choice, but preferably it's best to use a dry white wine. Leave to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes while stirring occasionally to burn off the alcohol from your wine and also to help deglaze your pan as well. Now add your parsley and thyme. Stir and cook for about a minute. Then add your stock and heavy cream. I then added the juice from my resting steak as this is also packed with lots of flavor. Now mix and bring your sauce to boil. Reduce the heat and simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes until thickened. Alright, so I'm going to move on to cooking my asparagus. I'll start by melting my butter in a pan and then add my chopped garlic. Then add the asparagus and leave to cook for about 2 minutes while tossing occasionally. Following this, add your salt and pepper to taste, and then add your water and toss. Cook for about a minute and it should be ready to go. Make sure not to overcook them. You don't want to end up with lumpy asparagus. I prefer mine with a bit of a crunch. Alright, so it's time to cut up my steak, and this looks lovely and delicious. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start by cutting up my steak at an angle and place on a plate with my asparagus, sweet potato fries and mushroom sauce on the side. This sauce is very yummy and tasty, so I'll definitely be serving my dish with lots of them. Alright, so I'm gonna give this bad boy a go. I'm dying to taste this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put some of this lovely mushroom sauce just on the steak. Yum. And see how that tastes. If your steak isn't tender, then you've overcooked your steak. Oh my goodness. So this is really, really lovely. And you can see how pink my steak is in the middle. So this is roughly medium to medium well, and that's what you want to get from your steak. And I've got my oven baked sweet potato. This is really lovely, guys. And the asparagus is really well cooked, so it's not floppy or soggy, so it's still got a crunch. So when you're cooking your asparagus, you want to make sure it still have that crunch in it. You don't want to overcook your asparagus. So I'm really happy with this. So I make this quite a lot of times, so do give this recipe a go and let me know what you think. Alright food lovers, that's it for me today. Give this recipe a go and let me know how you go in the comment section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, subscribe and click the notification button to get updated on every single video I upload. And also share with your family and friends as well to help me grow this channel. Once again, thank you and welcome to Nox's Kitchen. See you later.